Hello and welcome back. So today what we're going to talk about is going to be color correctors, and that is something that has been discussed but it hasn't really been shown. So what I'm going to do to start on off is actually show you how to use color correctors to get rid of maybe blemishes, red spots in the face, hyperpigmentation, things like that you want to even up the canvas, which is your face, to therefore apply your foundation. So first of all, as far as if you're going to start with the eyes, I would suggest an eye cream. I've already put my eye cream on. You can do the L'Oreal eye cream. You can do any eye cream that you choose to use. Just know an eye cream is always good to put on the eyes to act as a base, especially when you get ready to get started with possibly the under eye area, as well as if you're using primers and things like that. Do the primers and things first before you put on the color correctors, because you don't want to do it the other way around, because that's not really going to do much for you. You can also do some of these color correctors on top of foundation. So let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I already have the eye cream on, again, I really like the Wet n Wild Coverall color wheel. This, to me, really, you don't need anything else because it's really doing everything for you. You've got the green that's going to cancel out redness in the skin. You have the yellow that's also going to help with dark circles, bluish purple tones around the eyes. You have the purple lavender color that also helps with dull, lackluster looking skin, brown spots, things of that nature. So, like I said, primer first, then that. So what I'm going to do, for me, I'm going to put on a primer. I'm going to actually use just the NYX Born to Glow primer. I'm just going to use that primer to put on the skin. So therefore you get an understanding of the steps. Put a little bit here. You can use a sponge for this. You can use a foundation brush, which I'm going to go and grab. Flathead foundation brush. That is actually all you need. You don't need anything else, or your fingers. So a little bit. I'm going to start off in the forehead area. Work this around. And this is really nice because, again, we're in the summer months now, and you really want that skin to have a really fresh glow to it, especially for those individuals that feel that their skin, again, is just really lackluster. It really doesn't have any pickup. This is a good way of doing it. You don't have to put so much on, but just blend really nicely all the way around. And again, some people do like to put primers up underneath the eyes, things of that nature. You can do that if you choose to. For me, I'm not going to do that, but you definitely can do that if you feel that is what you want to do. Completely all right. As I said, it's never really rules to this. It's just placement, what you want to do. So, that is it. A little bit more around here. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so the first one that we'll start with, like I said, I'm going to start with the color Coverall. With this, again, you can use foundation brush if you choose to, Q-tip, you can use your sponges, whatever you choose. For me, I am going to use a sponge today to show this. I'm going to take the back end of this and take a little bit out. I'm going to use my flathead brush as a spatula. That's about all you possibly will need, depending upon dark circles around the eyes. So that is something I will definitely stress. If you've got a lot of dark circles or more in depth, more intense, then yeah, possibly you're going to want to use a little bit more. I'm going to use my fingers, okay? Make sure the hands is clean and all that stuff before you do this, so you don't want to take any bacterial oils and put it up underneath the eyes. So take a little here, and I'm going to pat this, you can see, right in here. And I'm going to pat, I'm not really one on taking a flathead concealer brush all the time straight out and start blending. I like to pat everything in. You can pat it in with a flathead concealer brush if you choose to. That's something you can do. Or you can just use your fingers. For cream, you can definitely use your fingers, or you can use a sponge, whatever you feel comfortable with. So as you can see, this definitely will get rid of any under eye dark circles. And if you feel that's a little cakey, you can add a little bit of your eye cream if you want to just break it down a little bit. You can do that. I'm going to do the other eye the same way, move a little bit faster here. And like I said, if you feel that it's a little cakey, you can take literally a little bit of an eye cream, just a little bit of your eye cream, not much. Again, I'm going to use this as a spatula. Put a little bit on because I feel that it has a little bit of a cakey, just right in here, and blend it. And that in itself will loosen up that cakey type feeling, because you definitely don't want that up underneath the eye. And don't be afraid to go back over your eye with a little bit more of the Coverall from Wet n Wild, or whichever color corrector you choose. And you can bring that yellow all the way out if you want to give yourself subtle highlights. So this right here, I'm going to put a little bit more on right in here. You can put your concealer of your choice right on top of this if you feel that you don't want a yellow tone to your skin, which I would suggest definitely to do. So I'm going to put a little bit of a concealer on. Now, no, you don't have to do this on top of your eyelids if you do not want to. If you really have bad dark circles all the way around the eyes, please feel free to definitely do it. But if you don't, then you do not have to do this. You can just go with your concealer around the eyes. You can definitely do that. So I'm going to close this back up. I'm going to take a little bit of a concealer. I like to use the True Match L'Oreal concealer. It's a foundation, but I like to use it as a concealer. That's what I like to do. There's so many you can do. You can do the actual L'Oreal pencils if you choose to, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to take a little bit here and cover my whole eye here with this. I'm going to use the sharp corners of this foundation brush to blend a little bit more in. And again, like I said, I did not need to do that on the top of my eyelid, so I just went ahead and took this concealer all the way around. And definitely get in the corner areas here, because this is where a lot of times that bluish tone does appear that you see. I'm going to take a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to just take a little and work off my hand. One, when you do that, working off the hand is good because it warms up a little bit more instead of just taking it straight out of the pot or using it on from the stick. So this right here, again, I'm going to take it, blend right around in here. And again, this is where you can pat everything into the skin. You can do that. This is the part that I will say you can do it. And even if you need a little bit more yellow, you can definitely do that. You can put a little bit more on. You can do the liquid, or you can do the actual Coverall cream. So that right there, showing you this. What this is nice, it just gives you a complete just an even look to the eyes if you suffer from dark circles or things like that. Now, I don't have reddiness in the skin, but for those individuals that do have that redness in the skin, this is when you're going to take this and you're going to use that green right there. The green gets rid of redness. The same exact way as you see what I did with the yellow, you can come back and do that in any areas of your face that you feel that there is some form of redness, whether it's on the nose for a lot of people, in the nostril area, you can do that. Also, some people suffer from pimples, things like that, just redness that comes about on the skin. You can definitely use that. So we're going to take that from there. And again, I'm going to see if I need a little bit more, which right now I do not. I'm going to possibly at the end add a little bit of an illuminating powder. And you can do that too to continue to get rid of the darkness and get more of a luminized look up underneath the eye. Okay, so next step, since we got the eyes done, the concealer part of this, I'm going to now do the brows. One of the brows powders as well as sticks that I really love is the Maybelline Brow Drama, the Pomade stick. I think it's an incredible stick because if you have thicker brows or if you have even finer brows, thinner, you can definitely build. It's really nice. It's a fatter crayon. It's workable. You don't have to worry about tugging at the skin or anything like that, and it doesn't appear hard looking. And of course, the Rdl Brow Defining Kit is excellent because in this kit, it comes with a wax stick. It comes with an actual brow powder brush as well as the spoolie at the end. So if you're a person that likes the powder look, you can do that. So what I'm going to do is do both, one on one eye and the other on the other, just so you can see how this works. I'm going to take this. And this just glides on. You can create the look that you want with this. I'm doing a little brow hair strokes here. You can take that and you see it gives just a beautiful, beautiful look. It's not anything hard. It didn't take a long time. That right there, that's it for this one. Now, with the Rdl Brow Powder, with powders a lot of times, I do like to mix sometimes a reddishy brown tone as well as a deep dark tone so you can get a little bit more balance with the eye instead of putting it on just too dark. Same thing. And if you feel it's a little bit where you have to sometimes like take with your finger, you can take a Q-tip and just wipe it down a little bit at the ends. You can do that. Again, it's based on how you like to create your brows. I'm not a big fan of a thinner looking brow. I like something with a little bit more boldness to it, especially with having a shorter haircut. It just stands out even more. So you take a look at that, make sure you pretty even up here, which are pretty even. We'll come back and then I'm going to show how you can make sure you take your concealer and really just bring out the brows and then finish off the look. So we will be back.